Yasu Malagido. I just last podcast, some woman wrote in her profile 1312. I didn't bother to look it up, but what it actually means is it's a numerical code for the anti-police slogan, "All cops are bastards." Not the ones in Toronto. You know, they would never take a bribe or give criminals some information. Oh, sorry, what's that? Oh, a bunch of them recently did? Oh, okay. Oh, Canada, our cops now take bribes. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 88.
I would describe my dating history as checkered. I've been married twice, but I always say two marriages can happen to anybody. So my name is Joyce Carlisle. Oh, I hate being single. I hate it. I'm so lonely. A lot of these men that you get set up with are bald. And I don't like that.
Well, we don't like you either, okay? Okay, we don't like your whole, eyes beating out of your face there and, your Wilma Flintstone chain and, it's ironic that your shirt, is green because you kind of got a Jim Carrey mask thing going there and, yeah. But I'm sure you've never been married, right?
You should date me because I am the most fun you will ever have with a legal secretary. I love to talk about horoscopes, even though I don't really know anything about them other than my own. Oh, I want my next relationship to be forever. And I really mean that because I cannot get divorced a third time. I will not get divorced a third time. I love Mexican food, especially enchiladas. I love Jamaican men. They love their mothers. They're always very close with their family. They are not afraid to get in the kitchen and make a warm, cozy meal, and they love to dance. Well, I think the key to a good relationship is picking somebody who likes you. My favorite way to unwind, I love to draw a bath, buy some roses and pick off the petals, and I'll pretend that a man has done that for me. And I'll imagine that there's a man in there who's just outside the door saying, "Joyce, you better not get pruny. I'm waiting."
I think you misheard pruny. I think with whatever guy you're gonna date, your type there. I think he meant to say pregnant. Okay, so yeah, and she can really open her mouth wide. So that explains the Jamaican thing. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why a lot of people are single. Okay, and I'm not saying I'm better than her. I'm flat out saying I'm absolutely better than her. Okay, I have my faults, sure, but am I gonna go around with that Joker smile and just I mean, two divorces. She doesn't look over 30, not with that Botox. She, I can't, I dated a woman once that was divorced twice at the age of 28, if you could believe it. So, I mean, she was cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm not as, yeah, she seemed way smarter than Miss Flintstone over here. But again, I don't think anybody should judge. And yes, I am aware of the irony what I just said, but I think sometimes you have to, and sometimes you got to look at yourself and go, you know what? I think there's a reason why I'm alone, and I should be alone, and just because you don't like being alone, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be alone. Like you don't like vegetables, but you should still eat vegetables because you have to. Sometimes it's good to be alone and by yourself to figure out what you like in life, and not end up a fucking psycho smiling bitch like her. But, ladies and gentlemen, we still strive to move on and, find somebody who, hasn't been divorced twice. My God, and she's got that like you ever see somebody smile and deep down there's no smile there. It's kind of like like they smile and it's like, hey, everything's great. You start crying like Robert De Niro and Analyze This. That was the good one. I didn't like the second one, but the point is, it's it's fucked up out there. You're gonna meet a lot of people that consider online dating pretty much a last resort. And I don't know. With me being on my 88th show, I mean, who am I to judge? But in the meantime, you can judge me if you want. I don't care. Oh God. Yeah, I'm still better than her. But the point is, if you like to follow me in my misadventures here, just go on YouTube at the Malaka Podcast 416, and subscribe. Why not? And or you can go on my TikTok at the Malaka Podcast 647. Lots of great clips there. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of Chuck Norris, like we all are, and Chuck Norris would absolutely not put up with this broad. Yeah, that's right. I said broad. Okay. One time I looked up the meanings of broad, and the fourth meaning said strong woman. That's not what I mean here, but for the most part, when I say that, that's what I mean. So to all those PC people out there, fuck yourself. Go on YouTube, the Chuck Norris channel, okay? At the Chuck Norris channel, my apologies. And yeah, go nuts. And that's it. Let's read off some stories, huh? Let's keep this rhythm going. So there's one person I talked to for a little bit, got a good thing here going, maybe. I don't know, who the fuck knows. She's, black. Not that matters. I'm just throwing that out there, So, yeah. I've dated black women. I always make the joke that like when you're with a black woman, cocoa butter it tastes very bitter. Anyways, the conversation went pretty well, because it's true what they say. I mean, well, it's what Chris Rock said. Black women aren't attracted to white guys. They're just not. I mean, they'll fuck a Brad Pitt or a David Beckham, but not a, I don't know, like a Vince Vaughn, Kevin James, Jack Black, Malaka like me. So, but hey, it's cool, By the way, I didn't plan this where I talked about the one girl that liked Jamaican guys, and then now I did not plan this. It's kind of funny, but anyways, yeah. So we're just talking here, and I had to say it, she told me where she's from, whatever, and I said, so there's no good guys in. Well, I'm not gonna say where she's from, but let me just put it to you like this. Let's say, if you're from Toronto, okay, and you're from the east end of Toronto, and I don't know, let's say, you're around the Kennedy area, you might find yourself in a certain borough, if you know what I mean. So I'm just putting that out there. I think you can pick up on all the clues there. And then and then she said, no, I'm not from there. I'm actually from Ontario. And I said, well, I'm from Ontario. Now, Ontario is the province, and and that has all these, crazy cities. Sometimes it's more colder than others. Uh, some of us are still trying to recover from COVID. Uh, you know, the homeless seem to be a bigger problem nowadays, especially in the cold. I feel for them. Don't get me wrong. But when you come up to me and you're asking me for, actually, you know what? I'll tell you a story. This one person didn't even come up to me. They're in front of a grocery store. Okay. Now they're in front of a grocery store that, I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter if you're homeless or rich. I mean, it's still gonna cost you. But you can put that one together too. Yellow. Anyways, and he was not exactly skinny. I would say this guy weighed easily 300 pounds. He was so big, asking for change, that he leaned against like a piece of cement, whatever, and he didn't even bother to get up. He just kind of turned his head and go, "Hey, got any change?" I go, "Yeah." In my head, I'm thinking, I mean, realistically, change. And again, I'm a big guy too, but a little bit of change is not going to make that much of a difference. You know what I mean? And even still, it's just, yeah. You can't be that big and be homeless. There's something not matching up there. You know what I mean? So it's not, unless you're literally storing up for the winter, there's something not right there. And what's funny is after he asked me that, I noticed a minute later he walked away, or tried to walk away, sort of. But I'm you didn't even make the effort for me, really. Not even no, okay. Not that if you did, I was going to give him anything, because years ago we had a whole scam in Toronto. I remember the one lady there. Yeah, she was asking for money, and apparently she pulled this shit in New York. And at one point somebody followed her, and she had a fucking Bentley, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So ever since then, I'm not giving shit to anybody. That's just me. You can call me whatever, but it is what it is. I just assume everybody except me is scamming out there. So it's, it is what it is. I don't know how we got to this story, but the point is, I don't think she understands what Ontario is. So yeah, I'm going to try to bear with her here. And she said, "Are you a good guy?" Now, after the story I just told you, ladies and gentlemen, I'd still like to consider myself a good guy. I think I handled that situation properly. But, I even asked her, I said straight up, I said, define good. And then I said, for a white guy, probably, And then she laughed, which is a good sign. She gets I'm not, trying to be racist or nothing. Just, just a funny white guy. That's all. So were you born here? And then for some reason I said, you a good woman. I don't know why I said that. I mean, she could be. I mean, she seems all right. Maybe because she was receptive to the joke, I guess. Maybe so. But then she said, "I'm okay. Nobody's perfect." And I said, "I'm kidding, hun. Your hair is." Now, the reason why I said that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wait for a bit. Yeah, because then after I said, assuming it's real. Now, again, I listen. The one thing you really don't want to mess with. I've learned a lot of things about black women, okay, over the years, okay. In the 90s, I grew up with, Thursday nights, Martin, 8 o'clock, 8:30, living single. So I like to think I know a little bit, okay. I do know that black people will hate white people forever, because NBC wanted to make a show competing with Living Single at the exact same time, Thursday nights at 8:30. And what they came up with Friends, basically ripping off the whole idea. Hey, instead of black people chilling together, why don't we make white people chilling together? So, we're probably gonna have tension for the rest of our, lives on planet Earth because of that. So, but the point is, I like to think outside the box, and but all I'm saying is, a black woman's hair is very important. Okay, even if it's not real, which I'm gonna assume 96% of the time it's not. Okay, you know, you got to treat it like a gremlin. Like you can't get it wet. Holy fuck! If you ever get a black woman's hair wet, okay, I'll tell you a short little story here. Maybe I've told this before, but there's only 3 people listening, maybe, and that's on a good day. So I saw this one black chick once for a little while there, and she was let me put it to you like this: when they say black women give good head, it's very true. It really is. I mean, that's oh my God. But anyways, so she was handling her business, and and at one point I put my hands on her head. Not because like a control thing or I think it's cool, whatever. I mean, I always just tell people it just keeps me from clapping. So as soon as I did that, she took her hands off her head. Uh, Again, maybe a control thing. Again, I'm having a good time. I'm not complaining. Who cares? You know. And then she, finishes to completion. Awesome. Oh, that's what I was getting at. So, just before I, kaboom, um, kaboom. What am I, 12? I came and she put my hands back on her head. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering what this has to do with fake hair. Don't worry, I'm getting there. Just give me a few more seconds. And, I came and she had now I think about it, I don't know if that was her real hair. I just assumed it was, which means it wasn't. So then, you know how a girl will be lying there, but the hair's kind of on your stomach and chest, whatever, as she's kind of rolling off, whatever, right? And then, I finished, and she said, "Oh, you got some cum in my extensions." And then she just walked to the bathroom. I'm just laying there My point is, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter. You don't want to mess with a black woman's hair. And then she said, "I have short hair." The one I'm talking to online, not the other one. I don't know what happened there. But so I said, "So it's a wig?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Nice." And I said, "Is it?" I said some voice note. I don't know, probably something about, "Is it hard to glue on or whatever?" And she said, "I think is the same as putting on long nails and long lashes. However, for me, if I want to look different from my short hair, I put it on." I said, "Okay." And then she said, "If I didn't like my short hair, I could have not kept it." And I said, "Why don't you shave it bald like me?" I mean, it's clear I can't get the white girl from before, so that's why I'm here. Amber Rose style. She looks good, so why not? And she's like, "Okay." I said, "LOL, I'm just teasing." She gives me a thumbs up, and I don't know. Once again, I don't know why I asked her again. I said, "How is the place these days?" And she said, "The place is fine." I'm like, "Cool." "Yeah," she said, and then I sent the smiley face, and well, that's it. That was the peak of my there. But the point is, I don't know what the point of that story is, really. I mean, but again, yeah, don't, you got to treat a black woman's hair proper, I'm sure in the end she wasn't feeling me. Maybe she was just bored that night and, just, I don't know, trying to figure out some shit, I guess. But, hey, It happens, right? I think the overall thing we have to keep in mind here, ladies and gentlemen, is black, white. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Asian, uh, you know, it doesn't matter. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. If you want to wear a wig, go nuts. Who cares? It just doesn't matter. Meatballs, Bill Murray, just doesn't matter. Bill Murray was going out with a black chick for a while, right? Wasn't he? Was he going out with Khalees? Remember Khalees?
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now. Ah!
My milkshake brings the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. They're like, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I got to charge. Milkshake, like, I guess. See, again, it doesn't matter like what color milkshake. I mean, vanilla, chocolate, Chinese, whatever. Just just have fun, guys. That's it. So one woman I talked to here. I don't know what nationality she was. I mean, she just had like some weird pictures up. She put up. Some people just put up a picture of their dogs, and yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know. They don't do anything. Now, according to the T-shirt she posted on here, it looks like she could be a white blonde, maybe. I don't know. And then I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" And I didn't hear anything back for a day, and I was like, "All right, well, I tried," and I don't know. She put up again, no pictures of her. She put up a picture of what appears to be something about the LA Dodgers and Mexicans and wrestlers, and she put a sunny side up egg on top of her rice, a drawing of a cat on a toilet on his phone, or her phone, I'm not sure. Another cat reading what appears to be a magazine of Canada. So Mexico, Canada, I don't know, she's all over the place here. A thing of lipstick. What appears to be the inside of the Sky Dome. So yeah, again, I just I assume she's looking for citizenship. So again, I mean, maybe she saw my pictures, didn't wasn't feeling it, and that's it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Another mission for ICE, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know what to tell you. That's another person I talked to here. This one person I was talking to, and she sent me a picture of SpongeBob and pizza, and the pizza had pineapple on it. So I talked to another person online, and it seemed to be going okay. She had a smorgasbord of where was the? I mean, they had a recent 2026 episode of the Muppets. Where the fuck was the chef? I don't know. Like, does he offend Swedish people now, or come on? He was like he was one of the funnier ones. I don't know. He was fucking great. Board. Anyways, let's get back to business here. Yeah, just tons of food in her profile. She looked really cute. I'm like, all right, this works for me. I seem to have a good little rapport there, so I'm like, perfect, and I always ask people, like, one of my main questions I always ask people is like, what makes you happy? Very simple question, but complex at the same time, right? So, and she said, I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm feeling pretty tired. My bed is calling. And she left a old school phone emoji there. So, I can't believe we used to use those wires, and it was a pain in the ass. But anyways, yeah, explain to Gen Z what a rotary phone is. Yeah, good luck with that. Anyways, So I'm like, all right, well, you seem nice and whatever. Just text me when you can. So I don't know, like a day or two went by, whatever, and I didn't hear anything. So, you know, as a joke and whatever, I go, well, I tried, lol, so. And then right at pretty much like sort of after that, she's like, she messaged me and she goes, you did? I see someone who thrusts their number at me without talking to me first. I don't just add random numbers to my contact list. I just assumed this was the way she was talking. Yeah. Uh, I like to chat. Oh, sorry. I like to chat here until I feel comfortable with it. You threw your number at me, and now you're bothered that I didn't take it? And I'm like, dude, I just gave you my number. Like, that's it. Like, I didn't. And it's funny how people respond after, like I said, well, I tried or what. Like, so I don't know. I mean, I guess in many ways it's like a power move, I guess. I mean, I just want to get off this site. That's all. And just chat with someone nice. That's all. You know, I'm not better than you and you're not better than me. I mean, chances are you probably are better than me, but, I mean, you'll find that out later. But the point is, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why am I getting attacked here? And I said, yes, we did chat. I mean, clearly she was so tired she forgot, I guess. I don't know. She was telling me everything about the food here. So I don't know. I guess, another woman teases me with food. My God. Which, ladies, please stop teasing guys with food. Okay. My God. I mean, I don't know. Without sex and sports, this is all we have. And then I said I didn't throw anything. Who said I was bothered? Get to know me first before you judge me. And then she disappeared. So there you go. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's she pulled a 180 on me there. It was pretty crazy. So I don't know. That's weird. Like some people, they start off sweet and then they just kind of, I don't know, not challenge them, but you just, you ask them like, what's going on? And then they just totally flip out. It's weird. So maybe she's used to having her way or something. And maybe this is why she only eats food that she makes or, who knows. But the point is try to have an open mind. Okay. Look at it from the other person's point of view. And, they're just trying to, get to know you, and that's it. It's not, it's nothing too serious. I'll tell you what is serious though. This one thing on Facebook here, where I think it's called like, "Have we dated the same person?" And I had to deal with a situation like this before, where somebody put up my shit on there and complained, and the girl gave me shit for it, and that's why she disappeared. And I think it was a whole scam there. I talked about it a few episodes before, but this one, I had to look more into this website because I find shit like this fascinating, and I don't know, people just either want to scam people or they just want to somehow get back at people, I guess, because I don't know, they couldn't have their way or whatever. And holy shit, I mean, but people are nuts. So the main heading is when he cheats and robs you, but you're still the bad guy. Laughing, crying, smiley face, whatever. So this guy wrote like a whole thing here, and literally, I guess the woman here put it online here to show how crazy this guy is. So then it starts off with bitch, then it says her name in brackets there. Just in case we didn't know who you were talking about. You are the one of, if not the biggest bitch I know. You are an inconsiderate, low down, dirty bitch, and I do hope you find a man that fucks you up for the disrespect you show. What's kind of funny too is like during the note, like he's like he's like rubbed out a lot of the words, whatever. So like he just correct himself, whatever, as he goes along. Just know I will, and then like like example. Like he used, I think he tried to say bees, like B-E. He forgot the apostrophe there. S, and then he rubbed it out, and then he just put B-E, which is, I mean, that's good. He's correcting as it goes along. It's all right. I wish more people did that online, to be honest. But anyways, yeah. Or just know that I will be long gone by the time you read this. So you can go be a whore on your own time. The thoughts of you just brings me anger, and you caused it. I'm not perfect at all, but I know that my mistakes are lessons that I correct, or I at least do my very best to. I got cut off there, but yeah, you get. I mean, well, and keep in mind when like he's writing this, like it's all in red pen, and it kind of looks like a combination of like like if a serial killer was in kindergarten, you know what I mean? And then now all of a sudden, like he starts writing in purple. I don't know. Maybe he was listening to, 1999 or something. You, on the other hand, would careless about my feelings, and for that, I wish your future to be dark, and I hope you do endure locks. I think he means lots. But he spells locks like LOX, like, ratas. The pain you have caused me. I could keep going, but I don't want you to think you're worth more. Oh, clearly. Than a sheet of paper. Now, keep in mind, this is the second sheet of paper, so you kind of contradicted yourself on that one. I hope this letter makes you cry and hurts your feelings. I just thought of something. Like, how often do you see someone write a letter in purple? Like, I mean, like it's not dark red; it's purple. Like, how often do you see it like a pen that's purple? I mean, that's. Remember those pens growing up that had like the 4-in-1 thing you push down, and like even those ones didn't have purple, right? I mean, it had blue, black, red, and it had like a green. Why green? I don't know, but no purple, man. Anyways, you cry and hurts your feelings, but I know it probably won't. You will wish you never met me when I'm gone. And he took up 2 lines, or 3 lines, secondly, to on a piece of paper to write in bold letters, bitch. Now, for some reason, bitch, he did like a small I with the dot, but it's like as big as the other letters. And I don't know, like, remember those, I'm dating myself here, but remember those kits with the pens, and it had those plastic things that like you put the pen in, and like it would make like circles like in the letter, you know what I mean? Like that's what it looks like he has for some of these, like especially the C, but then again, it looks like he did it himself, and it just this has got the police written all over it. But the point is, they're gonna get a phone call for sure. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, like, this isn't gonna bring her back, man. I mean, and I don't know, maybe, and the person that put it up, like, it's not gonna help things either. You know what I mean? I mean, it helps me because I'm, I laughed, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, this is online dating, ladies and gentlemen. It just, it's not going to get any better, And you gotta be careful too what you do, because then people will, put that. They're gonna put it online, man. It's not just screenshots anymore. I mean, this guy maybe was older, and he really wanted to have a pad there. And now I think about it, like looking at the pad of paper, this guy might be in security, because I've been in security for like 18 plus years, and I don't know what's worse, that or online dating. But it looks like that kind of pad of paper that they give you to write down shit. I mean, like I never did. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. But yeah, so you gotta, this isn't a good representation for us. But all I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, you got to do online dating with take it with a grain of salt. Whatever that means. I don't understand what that means. Just take it in stride. I don't know what that means either. Just take your time with it and just, relax. Find somebody you like. If you don't like them, cool. Just get them out of your life. That's it. Try not to be vengeful. And that's it. So, a purple pen. I've never seen anybody write anything in purple, like ever. You know? Purple rain, purple rain. How do we lose Prince and David Bowie in the same fucking year? Like, how does that happen? And yet, this Malaka is still alive. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish there were more doves in this podcast, but unfortunately, this has been a dove-free episode of Computer Love, part 88.
That was fucked up what you did, man. Morris doesn't like it, and I don't like it either.
I don't care.
It's obvious you don't have what it takes to be on top. But to show you that we're sympathetic to your problems, here's a couple of tickets to tomorrow night's show. Enjoy it. Don't forget to bring a girlfriend.